Good morning. Welcome to my home and welcome to my heart. I appreciate being able to come online every day and present and share with you this practice of Qigong that blesses our minds and our hearts and our bodies and our souls. I've got my mom here. She's 90. Lots of things to be looking at in our bodies at this age. I've got my daughter over there. She's, you might hear her coughing a little bit. She's home with a cold and very sad that she can't be at school and be around people. There's lots of, here in Canada right now we have a day off of school to remember and pay our respects to all the Indigenous children that were captured and sent to residential schools here in Canada, and that's happened in different places around the world. And so this feels like a heavy day to me. There's so much going on in the world and has gone on and is gone on. And how do we deal with all those things? This is where depression and sadness can come in, and I feel those heavy energies with me today. That sadness, that depression, that cloak that makes it hard to put a step forward. Makes you feel like you're walking in molasses, if you can even walk at all. If any of you have felt those and resonate with those feelings of that stuckness, of that caught. I'm going to share this a little bit, Mom, with when we were doing the Temple of Heaven meditation. And you said, so this meditation that we do called the Temple of, meditating in the Temple of Heaven. And I had put it on for Mom and myself during the day, one day last week. And she said as she was meditating, she just felt this sticky taffy coming out of her. And that's how that can be how the blockages are felt. They feel like stickiness, like molasses, like tar, like just a sludge inside of us. And so and my daughter said to me, she's 15, and she said, so I don't want to be sick anymore. How can I fix this sickness? And so we have her on garlic and vitamin C and all the things that support our bodies. And I said, and come meditate with me. And she's like, I don't want to meditate. And I said, well, you asked me how to fix this. And our bodies and our minds and our spirits and our souls are all intertwined together. And how do we balance them? And what do we do with them when we are in a state that we don't want to be in? And so this is why I practice and why I practice with you, and I put it out on a daily basis to be able to be participated in if you wish to do so. Because these things can change us. And as I talk about them, I already feel, just simply talking about it, I already feel a lifting, an energizing, a releasing of some of that sadness and that heaviness that is in the world today. It has been here all of our lives as we've been in the world, but right now because of it's heavier. Just flat out, it's heavier. And so how do we transcend that heaviness? Let's begin to bounce. As we start to bounce and feel into the heaviness that you might feel, maybe the depression, the sadness, it's in our lungs. You can hear it's in my daughter's lungs at the moment. And as we bounce and we feel into that heaviness and feel into the constriction in our body, and breathe in and breathe out through our mouth. One of the things that I encourage and invite you to do is feel your body and allow your body to do what it wants to do. So as I bounce, my shoulders and my armpits want to just kind of open and shrug a little bit. Sometimes the bounce wants to go a little bit deeper. My body wants to yawn, and that's releasing. This is the kind of blow we do with the lips flapping, what we do with horses, because that's how horses blow as well. when they're releasing things, they make a great big blow and they go. If you've ever seen a horse do that, that's releasing. And I know it feels ridiculous when you first try it, Mom, doesn't it? So as we bounce and we release and we let go of stuff, because as we're bouncing along, we don't decide. If we decide, well, I want to release this and I want to release this and this has got to go, we put ourselves in rigidity. As we bounce and just allow, and the body system that we're working on, or engaging with depression and sadness, is the lung system. That affects our lungs. They become constricted. Interesting metaphor, isn't it, for what's going on today? It's in the lungs. Release those lungs. Bounce. Release. Breathe. Let's allow our hands to float up over our heads. Breathing out. All of these movements can be done standing, sitting, or lying down, and we can visualize ourselves doing them as well. So if for some reason your body is not able, or you're not willing, or whatever reason your body is not participating physically, as our minds follow the movements and as our minds engage, and we visualize ourselves in these full movements, we can have the same effect as if we were actually doing them. And remember too, there's levels of engagement. If your hands are tired or your shoulders are restricted for some reason, feel free to bring them down to the goalpost spot. You can bring them down lower. Operate in a manner that is comfortable for your body. Releasing from the lungs, from the metal system. Think about the color of white. White has a vibration to it. It's a very high vibration. Allowing our hands to float down as we bounce. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth, releasing congestion in our lungs, releasing extra energy that's caught in our lungs. Releasing sadness. And as we begin our practice, our actual moving meditation, this is part of it, this is the releasing part. As we begin the part of our practice that brings in other memories and brings in other energy, other emotions. Because as we release, we need to bring in as well. So allowing our bodies to just quietly now, on an exhale, come into a quiet stillness. Bringing our hands to the lower dantian. Women, your right hand is next to your navel. Men, your left hand is next to your navel. I'm feeling emotional today as I think about friends and loved ones and acquaintances and so many people in my personal circle that are being affected by the energies in the world today. And so here we set the intention for our practice. We call upon the energy of our master. You can say something like, "Dear Master," and your master is whomever you receive direction and wisdom and energy and sustainment and fulfillment from. You may have a label, a name that you choose to use. It might be your own inner knowing, that own spark of vitality and center within yourself that is you and yet not you. Comes from an exterior, a place that is infused within us and without us and is all in and through and around. And as we call upon the energy of our master in deep gratitude, for all of the carrying that we have felt and all of the sustaining energy we have felt. And we set the intention for our practice. Yours might be different than mine. The intention for my practice today is to help and to bring healing, to bring that loving, unconditional love from my master, from the universe that has been created by my master. The unconditional love from that universe into the hearts and the souls and the bodies of all those who are suffering. The intention of my practice today is to bring those people into this light, to restore joy and happiness and health to them. All things for their higher good and my higher good. As I set the intention for my practice, I now give the password. I am in the universe. The universe is in my body. The universe and I combine together as one. And here, as we bring our hands into the center by the lower dantian, our navel, the center of our energy, our Qi. Qi is energy with a life force and a blueprint. And perfect intelligence. And the Qi is directed and instructed by our Yi, our intention. What is the intention? What is the desire of our heart? Those intentions and those desires of our heart instruct our Qi. And our Qi can now engage with our body because of the permission that our intention gives it. My daughter said to me earlier today, why can't God just take all this away? Because we get to choose. We get to choose our thoughts, we get to choose our actions, we get to choose so many things that we don't understand that we are choosing. And as we open ourselves to the information and the knowledge and the wisdom of the universe, we then will understand more and understand where our choices lie and what choices we can bring in to release balance, to release imbalances, to bring in balance. What does healing mean to you? We're joining yin and yang here with this ball, this energy ball that we're moving. Think about what healing means to you. Master Gadu says healing means feeling better. Feeling better in thought, in body, in spirit, in emotions. Healing does not always mean that we don't die. Every one of us is going to. When and how can possibly be, what's the word I want? I don't know what the word I want is, but perhaps we can heal our bodies. Perhaps we can restore our bodies, strengthen our bodies for longer time. If not longer time, for more present time. What does healing mean to you? As we move this energy of yin and yang, the balance of the male and the female, that's a very simple explanation of yin and yang. But as we balance it in this energy ball, and we contemplate and ask for information, ask for wisdom. Things might come to you. Information might come to you. The fourth movement of the 5 healing movements, we're going to walk our right foot further out. Walk my left foot out a little bit. We come to the lower dantian, bringing our fingertips together. This is connecting with the body's energy. Healing, Qigong healing is message healing. We bring messages to our body of love and contentment. As we shift our body weight over to the left side, we breathe in, and breathe in the feeling of contentment. As we shift our body weight to the right side, we breathe out any extra energy that is no longer serving us. Breathing in contentment. In this moment, I can be content. Breathing out extra energy that no longer serves us. Breathing in contentment. Breathing out all imbalances. As we breathe in that feeling of contentment, I feel a vision of the stars, and I'm in the Milky Way and floating through it all. It's all extremely organized. The stars, boats can chart their travels by the stars because they're so organized and so precise. The energies of the world are organized and precise. And we are a part of that. We can invite in that organization and that precision into our bodies by our thoughts and our feelings. As we breathe into the left, we breathe in contentment. As we breathe out to the right, we release with joy and gratitude any extra energy that's now ready to go back to the universe. Breathing in contentment. Everything that comes into us that feels negative, feels contracting, has a message as well for us. And so as we release the blockages, in love and gratitude for the messages, we can, in the whole movement, wrap ourselves in the loving kindness of the universe. The loving kindness of your master, filled with unconditional love. I invite us each to bring a smile to our face, even if you don't feel like you have emotions that would precipitate a smile. Just curl the edges of your lips anyway and feel what happens in your body as you smile. Our tongue is touching the roof of our mouth very gently. If your jaw is soft and your teeth are a little bit spread apart, your tongue will naturally be in that spot. Breathing out extra energy. Breathing in contentment. I am content. In this moment, I am content. Silent practice. Notice your body as you practice silently. Breathing out to the right, extra energy. Releasing with joy and gratitude. Breathing in contentment. And no matter what's gone on in the past or what might happen in the future, in this moment, I can feel content. I can choose to bring in the feeling of contentment in this moment. When we bring in these feelings and emotions in this moment, in this practice, in this moving meditation, our cells become bathed in the hormones that heal. This is how meditation can heal. Because we are in the moment here, and we're bringing in the feelings on our breath. We condition our bodies on the breath to bring in these feelings that we practice in this time period. So when we're out experiencing life in a non-practicing moment, and life hands us the energy of disruption, and our energy gets imbalanced as we breathe in. Because we've conditioned our bodies to breathe in these feelings. We've conditioned our body to breathe in contentment. In the other movements, we've conditioned our body to bring in happiness and joy and peace and contentment and gratitude. This is how Qigong can become a practice that we practice all day long. Because it is on the breath. And so when life hands us some imbalance and we breathe in, because we've been practicing this right now, that in-breath is an anchor for our body to say, there's the in-breath. With the feeling, I can balance myself now with these emotions. I can be present in this moment right now. I am content. I feel contentment right now. I release extra energy. I breathe in with every cell of my skin, in the lung system. I release extra energy that is no longer serving me and ready to return to the universe. I release it with joy and gladness. I breathe in contentment. I release and trust. I breathe in contentment. I release and trust. I am content right now. Come back to the center, focusing on the lower dantian, walking the right foot back more to the midline. Feeling into the peace and contentment that I feel at this moment. Being aware of my fingertips and the heart shape that they bring to the lower dantian area. our navel area, which is the center. As we were growing in our mother's uterus, the umbilical cord came there. We received all the nourishment we needed for this body to be created. Our dantian, our lower dantian, our navel is still the energy center from which all life emanates and all life is sustained. As we bring our awareness to our lower dantian, we can be aware of a spinning light, spinning faster and faster to the right. It might have a sound to it as well as it spins. Listen for it in your imagination, perhaps. As that chi, that energy, spins faster and faster to the right, we invite it into our lower dantian and settle it into our lower part of our torso. For me, it always shines opalescent and white. It's like it's molten and lava. But it's beautiful and it's white with colors dancing off of it. This is my personal image. And it hums. It just says, and it vibrates. And there's joy and happiness, and contentment and peace, and gratitude in that lower dantian, all mixed together. My whole body softens. I feel that energy reservoir there and available to inform all the other dantians in my body, the middle at the heart, the upper dantian, and our third eye position. This reservoir serves them all, serves my whole body. Bringing our hands together to harvest our chi, rubbing our hands together, opening your eyes, smiling, rubbing those hands and tapping our fingers, the joints of our fingers on the inside, and running our hands on either side of our face up to our hairline, drawing a heart on your face. And I invite you to say to yourself, using your outside voice, I love you, and use your own name.
I love you, Joni.
I love you, Roxy.
I love you, Joni.
As you hear that statement of love to yourself, and it vibrates and comes back from your voice into your ears and into your soul.
I love you, Joni.
Feel that vibration. Tapping on the insides of our eyes, under our eyes, on the top of our head, 9 times. Put your hand on your forehead and tap the back of your head 9 times. We're going to lift up the C7, right where your vertebrae ends at your spine and becomes your neck. That C7 vertebrae, just lift up the skin there and just gently rotate it to the right 9 times. It's not pinching, it's not tugging, it's just a gentle, envisioning rotation. That's a gateway that goes up into the head and brings the energy into the head. It can get stuck very easily. Our brain is that center that runs everything, and so that's a gateway that's very well guarded. Lift up your left hand and tap underneath your left armpit. This is energizing our lung energy. And the right side. As I talk, we're setting the intention to tap 9 times. As I talk, I don't necessarily count, but the intention is 9. And so if you don't have the right number, don't worry about it. Set the intention for 9, and underneath the other arm. Envisioning white light, contentment in our lung energy, the metals of the earth. Metals give structure. We're going to rub our kidneys with the backs of our hands. Metals create framework. Metals give firmness. And tapping the kidneys with the open fist, just a little bit of a cupped fist there. And down to the sacrum, tapping the sacrum. And tapping the outsides of the hips. And into the groin area. And down to the knees, top of the knees. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And the backs of the knees. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And on the left knee, we're opening up. Each knee has 6 energy channels that go down into the earth. And the left knee. We're opening these up, and as we tap, we can think and say out loud to ourselves, all my energy channels are open, open, open. Up on our toes and drop to the heels. Up on the toes, drop to the heels. Up on the toes, drop to the heels. That's 3, 4, 5. And if your body feels like it wants to do something else and move energy around you, feel free to do so. That's you following your chi. And that's what we want to do, is connect with our own chi, connect with our own bodies. Feel the movements, feel the energy in them. Namaste. The light and the joy in me sees the light and the joy in you. Thank you for practicing with me today. I love you.